Okay, whatever. It works.
It works. Okay. Okay. So again, no intro. The podcast has now started, and the point of this is simply to have conversations, right? Just really simple conversations. Like there's just no structure.
Yes.
But here's what we focus on in this: how the fuck did either of us came in contact first with Digicord, and what's the story, and how did we get like incorporated into the culture, and like how did things go at first, right? Like we go over the lore and shit. Get that? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well,
I guess I'll start. Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll start. So first of all, okay. So first of all, I was a big Digibro guy, Digibro at the time, of course. And I really liked her content and all that, her videos about anime and what she had to say, and also just the stupid blogs of her going crazy in her room. That's of course. But anyway, I joined the Patreon like early in 2019, but I just didn't get the Discord link somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, wait, isn't there supposed to be like a Discord for patrons? And then I was like, yeah. And then so I messaged DJ, and she gave me the link, and I was like, oh shit, there's actually a Discord. And then I joined it, and there was all those crazy people inside.
But you DM Digi?
Yeah, well, on Patreon, on Patreon.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Right. Anyway, so so of course at first I was kind of a lurker guy. For like a month, I'd say. I just didn't talk much, just because it was scary. All these people were crazy and shit. Of course, now we're basically the main characters, but wasn't the case at the time. And so, my first like conversation I ever decided to partake in seriously was shitting on JoJo, or like not shitting on JoJo, but like saying how much JoJo was overrated, and like that was like my level. that was the level on which I was engaging with the chat at the time. It was just really simple shit. I was like, man, JoJo sure is like overrated, and I sure hate part 3. And then, and then, like it never went any deeper than that. And yeah, I also joined. I think I joined like a few months before you, right? Because you joined. When did you join? What month?
I joined on let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August 14th of 2019. So
August, yeah, and I was there like late July or something. But yeah, that's when of course Symphogear XV was airing. Can you do? What are you doing? Is this your chair doing noises?
is my chair making noises?
I don't know. There's like some screeching sounds.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter.
I'm also yawning. That might also be it.
No, that's not it. Who cares? So yeah, that was when Symphogear XV was still airing. So of course, my first time I ever mentioned Symphogear was in the server. I think it was when episode 2 came out. I was like, I think what I said was something like, reminder that Symphogear is saving anime and has been since 2012. And then I posted.
Is that when you posted fucking Miku fucking transforming?
No, I posted Kirika transforming with the pole dance.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so immediately I there's like this other guy at the time who was a big member, right? AIDS.
Yeah.
It's not AIDS. It's not his exact name. What the fuck? It was like Adski, whatever. It was really hard to say, so everyone called him
Yeah, I
AIDS.
remember it.
Anyway, so he was a big Symphogear fan as well, but a lot of things happened with him actually. I guess I'll have to go into that, but I guess that's my big intro into Digicord, and I guess what I wanted to say here is that at first I was like I wasn't at all what I am now, obviously, because this server was extremely influential in changing my life in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But and yeah, the best thing that it brought me ultimately, besides of course a lot of great friends, is being able to talk about anime with people, and like in any sort of intelligent way. And like at first I wasn't talking, like I was still doing the normie conversation about anime, right? It's like the shonen power level conversations, and just like just posting action scenes and being like, dude, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but anyway, we'll get to how we get to today at one point. But
yeah, I mean, I would say that that's like a pretty good transition into like my thing, because like essentially I don't really have any like big grand story for like why I did join Digicord, other than that like
yeah, me neither.
I
It's
was
just
kind of
just fan of Digi, right?
yeah, well, I mean that, but also just the fact that it was more like I had reached like a point like just like in my life where I was like, well, you know, like there's, because if you're not online, or if you are online but you're not going into any new circles, like there's only two types of people that you're like really going to be able to, or maybe three. There's like three types of people that you might be able to discuss anime with. Like one is your family, which I mean that can be super good, you know, because like I showed my mom Hunter x Hunter and Attack on Titan and Cowboy Bebop and all that stuff, and like yeah, those conversations are really cool, but you know they don't really have a lot of the whole other context that also makes it interesting, because they haven't like really seen it.
Right. They have none of
watch.
they have none of the context of like anime as a whole. It's just like this series like isolated, and like so of course you can't have that.
And then like you can also talk to like people that you work with or people that you interact with normally on a basis that usually it's like work or school or something like that, which that can be cool. But the other problem with that is that like it's just like most of those people that are into that stuff don't usually talk about it a whole lot, I find. So they're not like super comfortable with it, or like or oftentimes they just end up having really trash taste.
Yeah, really bad taste.
Like
yep.
I don't know if that's just an effect of like I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing where because anime is the way it is, like the nature of it is that they're like the majority will always be like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's that too, and then you know there's also like your actual close friends, which I mean that could be offline or online, but that can also be cool. But in a lot of times,
well, a lot of the times what I've observed with IRL friends talking about anime with them is that anime isn't exactly the reason why you befriended those people in the first place.
Yeah,
and so anime is not central to the friendship. So talking about anime is like, it's always out of the comfort zone, right?
Yeah, they can often be coming at it with angles that you aren't really expecting and you might like disagree with. Like famously, I absolutely fucking hate my friend for having the shittest Hunter x Hunter takes I've ever heard. and other stuff like that. I mean, but then we watch something like Ping Pong, and we both totally agree on why it's amazing. So it can just be very hit or miss, and also very limiting because it's just it's your friends. You usually don't have like a whole lot of like super close personal friends. I mean, I feel like I'm fairly extroverted, and I don't have like a whole fuck ton of friends to constantly talk about shit with.
Yeah.
It's just not something that can like fill your time all the time. So basically, I was like, I like anime. I've liked anime for basically as long as I can remember liking media. But I'm running into this issue where I just don't have that many people to talk to it or talk about it to, and that kind of limits my motivation to actually watch it, and I just kind of find it hard to. I just basically want to like expand my own horizons, or wanted to rather, and so I was like, okay, well, where are places that I haven't been before that I can talk about anime? And like obviously, like anything that's like super popular is just a fucking mess.
So first of all, not Reddit.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Second of all, not 4chan.
Yeah, A is cool for a browsing experience, especially on some of the more chill threads. Like famously, like One Piece dudes on A are just bros. Like they just like everything, and they just get their fucking thread and they just vibe. But most of it, especially like the seasonal discussion on A, is just like some of the most cancerous shit you've ever.
Or alternatively, what you do on A is go on the Attack on Titan threads and shit on the Hunter x Hunter people for an hour.
Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, yeah, definitely not either of those two are not great options. So the logical endpoint that I kind of came to was I was like, okay, well, who do I like on YouTube that talks about anime? And I'm like, oh well, Digi. Like, I haven't been like the most like avid Digi follower. Definitely not out of a lot of people in Digicord. A lot of people in Digicord follow him way more than I ever did. But I always did like him quite a bit, and I had seen a lot of his stuff. And basically what I thought was that like, okay, so Digi talks like actually does good analysis on shows and has for like a really long time. So a lot of people that like Digi must be able to, even if I don't agree with their specific opinion, their opinion should at least be interesting and engaging enough to have a conversation about. Like most people that like do watch Digi and actively consume Digi probably
right. They will actually
that in conversation.
Yeah, they will actually think about the things they watch and like not stop at like I like this.
but also they like Digi is so controversial. The amount of these people that are willing to pay $1 to get into his Patreon Discord, like. There's not going to be enough of them that it's just like a fucking, crazy Discord that's like super active and you just can't keep up with or actually engage anybody consistently over a span of time.
And I assume you're talking the historical context here, and that's why you're misgendering her, right? You're not being a bigot, are you?
Oh no, that's not on purpose. I get so in that brain space where like I'm 16 again and I'm watching Digi
exactly
YouTube or whatever, and it's just really hard to think of her.
It's
like,
really really hard. Like I've been following her for since 2014, like pretty avidly, and like there was a point in my life where I was watching literally everything she was putting out, and so when I do think of the historical context of those periods of my life, it's really hard to not think of her as he. But I try. It's
almost like you're talking about a dead person.
Exactly.
You can't help but think about them in the past.
Well, okay.
It's just hence why it's called dead naming. And it's like it's a completely mistake every single time I do it.
Right, but at the same time, there is another truth to that, because by joining this server and by interacting with this server, there is this big mass disillusion with Digi that everyone experiences, and and everyone just slowly steps away from her. Right? It's like
I definitely understand you. I definitely agree to a certain extent. I want to say that it hasn't hit me as much as it's hit other people. I've definitely had that, but I've also always been cautiously optimistic about Digi. Like, I've always known deep down that, like, with Digi, and again, like, just in case anybody does listen to this and is listening to this, I'm not saying this in the sense of Digi being trans is the issue. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's more just other choices that corresponded with that one in time that a lot of people in the current Digicord after Digi has left, we find very questionable, and I think a lot of people had like big revelations around that.
Yeah, exactly. I guess at one point we can go into the big Digi arc, but maybe not. Maybe not this time. Anyway, keep going with your story.
Anyway, so I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I liked the anime, and I wanted to watch more and talk about it more, and I figured that would be like the perfect group of people that would like potentially be the most beneficial in that respect. And so I just went and fucking did it. It was just a completely random decision that I made. I just popped $1 into the Patreon and got in and just started like talking, and like, yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, based. You know, I'll tell you, the first thing I remember seeing you doing, and like from that moment onward, I knew like who you were, and I knew your name, was you crafting your profile picture.
Wait, it was that late? I thought it would be earlier than
that. I probably had like seen your messages and like probably talked to you before, but like really when I really remembered, like, oh shit, Edubs is a guy. It's like, because you made like a big, not a big event, but like it was kind of an event. Like you were crafting your profile picture, and you had like you posted the image, and then you added the cap, and then the glasses, and then the AKs and the joint, and like we
the AKs aren't added.
Oh, they're not added. Okay.
Bro, everybody forgets that. In that scene, Killua is actually holding 2 AKs because they're investigating the cave where the Neo Greenpeace or Green Life or whatever it is.
All right,
those guys got fucked up by the ants.
Yeah.
So Killua comes across a box of AKs, and he grabs 2 AKs, and he's like holding them. And like, dude, as soon as I saw that frame on my very first watch, I was like, I have to make that my profile picture.
No, that's like,
I'm gonna do something else to it. I'm gonna add flavor to it, but I want that to be like the baseline.
Yeah,
because it's fucking great.
You're gonna add some Edubs-ness to it, aka some dank shit and some weed.
Yes, very much.
All right. Well, that was based. I don't know if you remember, but at first I was a changing profile picture a lot guy.
Yeah.
And I slowly graduated into the camp of the people who rarely change to their profile picture. Not into the camp of people who never change it, like you and Dark, but rarely, at like every few months or so.
Well, I de facto changed it because I'm no longer Vaporwave Ray. I had Vaporwave Ray as my profile for like 3 years. Like, this one that I've changed it to was like the first change I've made in like probably like a quarter to like a third of a decade. So
right. But this is the one you're now.
Dark literally never changes his profile picture. It's always been the same. It'll always be the same.
Yeah, well, it's iconic, right? There's emotes with that fucking shit.
He had that shit day one. I remember seeing that on day one. I was like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, day one, I saw the Dark's profile picture. I was like, well, you know what? I probably like resonate with that guy on some level, like just because he's like a Grumpy Zaku. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, your profile picture, like you're known as that profile picture now, at least in these circles, right? It's like all the memes are made with that image representing you.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll talk about memes because like we are crafters of the memes here in this server.
Yes. Yes.
And
not the only ones by any means. There are others, but yes, I have made quite a bit of the memes on Digicord.
Yeah. Well, I think you and me are the main ones. Well, especially you. You've made some really iconic ones. With DPCO getting banned and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's just because there's already an existing meme that I love so much, like DJ Khaled on the mic. That was like the original one. That was like the OG DJ Khaled, and then I've made so many variations of that one. It's so good.
Yeah, I guess if I want to edit this in any sort of fashion, I can just have a slideshow of our memes here playing.
That would be sick.
I think one of my favorite of mine is the one I made for the Girls and Panzer group watch with you.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Those are pretty good memes.
And then also the Seed Week with Dark, with me and Dark as Doom guy.
God. See, I didn't read a whole lot of that just because I was gonna get to it eventually, and I'd have my own expectations. But I did parse through it, and I did see the images, and man, it just.
I mean, we didn't really talk about it in the chat. I literally made those memes while we were watching the show because it was it's so bad, it's so terrible. I didn't miss a thing. Like, I was making the memes on one screen and watching the show on the other screen, and like, yeah, I read the episode, like, it was really stupid and bad. Probably some guys getting microwaved and exploding and me laughing really hard, but like, just the fact that I made those memes while watching the show is like the perfect representation of those. It's like exactly what those memes represent. It's hell. Watching Gundam Seed is hell. And you shouldn't, unless you have a friend, to go through the entire week with you where you watch 100+ episodes and go crazy in the voice chat and literally want to kill yourself. That's the only way to do it.
Right.
And alternate between sub and dub also. Like in chat.
What was the thing that we did that most recently? We did that with Tekken. Yeah, that shit was based.
Yeah.
Tekken,
okay, but let's stay in the past for now, okay?
Right. Yes.
Because I think we immediately really we never really like had any beef or anything. Like immediately we were kind of friends.
Not until I watched Symphogear.
Well, I mean that's beef in quotation marks, let's say, right?
Is it? I thought it was pretty serious.
No, it's not. I mean,
okay.
Look, you are entitled to your opinion. You just suffer from the very specific disadvantage of being completely wrong.
Yeah.
It's just look, one day you'll rewatch Symphogear and you will understand that Tsubasa is a great character. Okay. We'll get to that at one point. Anyway. So yeah, immediately we're kind of friends. Because we're both very much advocates of feeling, the feel world, as Pepsi would say, right? It's like,
yes, feel world.
It's this: you watch anime, you don't really think about it, you just take it in and you feel it. And then that's what I learned here in Digicord and mostly in later R-Cord, but is that you watch something, you take it in, you feel it, and then you go, wait, but why? Right?
But why?
Why? And then
I guess if I think about it for more than 2 seconds, that's a pretty good way to boil it
down. Yeah. And yeah, so a lot of my arc of like from the beginning, I would say, from the very beginning that I joined Digicord was learning to think about why exactly, and really working hard on explaining it to people. And that took a while. That really took a while. I think now I'm known as a guy who writes a lot of walls and is very thoughtful about his animes that he loves. But really, that wasn't the case. Like if you go back and search early, like August and October, September, all those of 2019, of course. Yeah, you'll see a guy not really similar to how I am today. Well, at least not how I interact with the chat. I am still like I was like a jokester from the start. Well, I wouldn't say jokester. I don't know how to explain it, but playful guy. I was like never really take things that seriously unless I'm drunk and it's Ghost.
I do definitely think that people. I don't think that a lot of people were super curious about like your whole persona until you did Symphogear, and then you were like the Symphogear guy.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then and then people like once people knew you were the Symphogear guy, then they started getting into your other like takes. And that is
definitely the case. So I did get known as a Symphogear guy really quickly because I'm pretty much the guy who brought it into the server. And even though AIDS was a big fan, he never talked about it before I was here. Apparently, that's what he told me actually. So
yeah,
and only because I started like really shilling it really hard. That he was also being
I will say as a side note that the first thing I ever my first thing that I ever had with Symphogear was like I was just completely like fucking blasted on shrooms, and then I was just reading Discord, and then I saw you post the thing where it's an XV when fucking Miku does her transformation.
Yeah.
And I watched it while I was blasted on shrooms, and it literally looked like the most incredible thing I had ever seen.
Oh yeah. Well,
and I just couldn't comprehend it. Which, to be fair, everything on anime everything on shrooms is like that. So
yeah, to be fair, everything on shrooms is like that. And to be fair, that transformation is like that.
It's pretty sick. It is definitely very sick.
It's quite good. The color aesthetic on that is so fucking on point. It's incredible. But yeah, I got known as the Symphogear guy really quickly, even though at first I was really just screaming about it in chat and posting screen caps and clips and being like, yo, watch Symphogear, like the big meme, watch Symphogeer. And I didn't really like explain why.
That was the thing, wasn't it? Just posting watch Symphogear.
Yeah, and at one point I was like, well, I hate this meme, but no, it's a great meme.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's effective.
So yeah, and I really didn't like try to explain to people why they should until like Comrade and Yard watched it, and that really got me going. But we'll get to that after. So yeah, I got known as a Symphogear guy, and I was doing a podcast with AIDS about it, but it was garbage. I was like, we both didn't know what the fuck we were going to say, and it was like literally the first time we ever talked. It was like, yeah, let's do a podcast, okay, and then we just got in voice chat, and we were really shy, like both of us.
How long was that after you joined the server?
That was like 2 months, I would say. Okay. 2 or 3 months. But yeah, it was really bad, and the audio was terrible, and I don't even know what we talked about. It was really bare bones, not like the good podcast that I'm now doing with Yard and Miki.
Yeah, nothing like this one.
And nothing like this one we're doing right now either. Yeah, that one's really base actually. It's the best podcast there is, or it will be. But yeah, so I think something that I really liked doing at first, I still love doing, is watching a show, like a long show, and posting screen caps and like comments on every episode. Like I basically started that with Gundam Wing, right? I think you remember the Gundam Wing arc. It's quite long and legendary.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah, I really want people to watch Gundam Wing, just because I want them to do what I did, which is post screen caps about it and like literally go crazy as the weeks go by.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny with Dark, putting me on this Gundam journey and me just being so much slower, and you guys already being so far ahead. Like, I've never been more anticipated about my opinion of a show. Like, it's so weird because like I'm so ready to like hate Gundam Wing, and I'm so ready to hate Seed, and like I'm so ready to like love Turn A. It just like gets me excited whenever I think about it, because I'm like I want to turn on Wing, and I want to have it be shittier than like SAO or something. Like, I know it's not gonna possibly be that bad, but I want it to be, because it will make me feel so excited. I don't even know how to explain.
Yeah, no,
but it's so fun.
I understand that. Over time I've come around to Wing, and I'm almost convinced that it's a comedic masterpiece if you watch it in dub. So I am very interested in rewatching Wing in dub from the beginning and actually like laugh at it, because of course Wing, I went into Wing after G Gundam, which obviously is quite the step down.
Yeah.
And like G Gundam is one of the best, while Wing is the third worst, I would say.
Although G Gundam could really be 24 episodes long and it'd be fine.
Maybe. I don't know. I like every episode in that show. It's so stupid.
I do like it, but I will say, like, and again, this might be a symptom of me and Shiheen's slow pace with the group watch, but I like, there's just so little that, like, okay, in terms of like the overall grand whatever, there's like just so little that happens in every episode that it's just like it's really just like making me like, but yeah.
You'll be plugging really hard at the finale, I can tell you that.
It's still great all the way through, and you will get shockers like the Bishoujo Gundam episode, or like the first episode with Master Asia, where him and fucking I can't remember the main characters.
Domon Kashu.
Yeah, Domon. Yeah, and him and Master Asia are just like fucking like Naruto Shippuden, fucking destroying everything. It's so stupid, but it's so good. But yeah, like not every episode's like that, but it's not. It's like, this is like me saying it would be like an 8 instead of a 9. Like, it's nothing that severe.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
But the finale is like so plugged that it might go back up to the 9.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
The fact that you're saying that it's especially good is making me feel relieved, because that would make it more than worth it. But
yeah, anyway. Definitely. But don't worry about your pace with Gundam, really. I started watching Gundam in 2015.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, so, like you were like hyping the server up, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch all of Gundam in like 3 months. I'm gonna get 2 wings, I swear.
I didn't say I was gonna watch all of Gundam in 3 months. I said I was gonna like.
You were gonna get to wait. You were gonna get to G by like in 1 month. That's what you said.
I should have tempered my expectations for sure. I did not.
I mean, I didn't believe you.
I didn't respect the the depths of Gundam.
Yeah, exactly.
Just take time to mull over.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not a show you can blast through. It's like it's really deep. You got to think about it. You gotta take it in like really slowly, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's again, not that this is the Gundam review podcast, but
it can be the anything podcast. It doesn't fucking matter.
I feel like I feel like there are parts of it that are made to be blasted through, and there are parts of it that it just like it's really not designed for it. Like I think like the third act of
789, yeah,
is just like it's so good. It's so easy to just sit there and fucking next episode.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just like it's crazy. And then they go to space and they do all the crazy bullshit and fucking Lala and like they like fucking Amuro, just his eyes in space with like a fucking wave coming behind it. It's neat.
That shot is so good.
Yeah. And then and then something like Zeta, where Quattro Bagina is fucking like at the like UN headquarters or whatever, and he's like telling
his speech when
he's doing his speech.
When he's like, wait, no, I'm actually Char. He revealed it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great, but like it's hard to be blasting through that because it doesn't all hit you as you're watching it.
Yeah,
and it takes quite a minute.
Yeah, so. Exactly. It's like you watch Jada all the way through, and it can be quite slow at times, and it can be like oh yeah, it's very formulaic. It's a fight every episode, and of course everything looks really fucking good.
Different consequences that won't be addressed.
Yeah.
About the main character being a psychopath.
but then you reach this speech, and you're like, huh. Well, this is really interesting, and now this recontextualized a lot of what came before and what will come after, and so this is big. And now I'm like, holy shit, I gotta think about this. Yeah. That's usually how Gundam goes. But I'm almost done with Gundam. If I don't count the spin-offs, which would be all the SD series and the Build Fighter series that I have not seen. And the few recap movies, like
you are rewatching IBO, right?
No, well, I will rewatch it, but I'm not currently.
No, I mean, you will eventually when you get to it.
Correct.
Okay.
And I also have a few recaps movies, but if I don't count spin-offs and recap movies and rewatches, the only main Gundam show I have left is G-Reco, which is by Tomino, and so I am very excited for. Obviously, Tomino is the founder of Gundam, and he made the best one, Turn A. And I just know that G-Reco is like a massive fever dream, and this is like extremely exciting for me. I don't know, 20...
Are you following release order?
I sort of am. I'm really not, actually. Because I've group watched a lot of things with Yard.
Shake my head, bro. Not following release order. Damn. Feels bad.
But yeah. Anyway, Gundam, it's cool, and there's this kind of a Gundam revival in the server because of me and Dark, because we are big Gundam people. And we
follow release order unless it's like Hunter x Hunter or something. Then don't follow release order. Yeah. But unless it's Hunter x Hunter, follow release order.
So yeah. Besides the Symphogear part and the Gundam part, what else would you say? What else would you say I'm like known for? Because I don't know myself, right? I can't tell myself all the time.
I mean, fucking being Canadian
and French.
Let's see, being French Canadian, being Quebecois.
You actually said it pretty good there.
lyrics posting.
I guess I am one of the main music posting guys.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we needed a mod for the music channel, you would definitely be like the music channel guy.
No. No. I think that honor would go to Captain Wriggle Muncher.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true too. But like, also, I mean, like, you guys would basically cohabitate that role. I mean, I feel like it's about equal.
Yeah. Well, more than half music chat nowadays is just me and him talking about something for like 2 hours.
Yeah, true. But
and I mean, it's pretty base. I wish more people would just jump on the bandwagon. Like recently, Voice Slut sort of entered that bandwagon exactly. It was just like,
yeah, I should do music. I should listen to music more. I get so caught up with, I don't know. I feel like I have this like underlying anxiety with a lot of stuff. And so like, I don't know. I feel like I listen to podcasts and stuff like all the time, and I just don't give time for music. And I really should more, because like fucking like this morning when I got up at like, because I slept from like 5
I assume
like
I assume since you're a big War Thunder guy, you listen to podcasts a lot while playing that game, right?
Yeah, because you're fucking climbing altitude for like 2 minutes every match.
Yeah, of course. And
there's a bunch of other,
and there's a lot of muscle memory in those types of game anyway, so you don't have to concentrate all that much. And
yeah, it's very there's times when you can just go like hands off. So yeah, so I do a lot of, I mean, but then like, then I get other moments where I'm like today I was like really dreading going into work, and because I had slept from like 5 p.m. to like 1 a.m. And so like I had stayed up from 1 a.m. until like, like 5:20, and then I had to get ready to go over there at like 6 o'clock. And so like I'm in the parking lot like 5:55, and it's like, well, hey, like I'm gonna go listen to like some music, like some fucking Monogatari openings or whatever, like just shit that's like like really like calming, like soothe the soul, that type of shit.
God, this is the best opening.
Yeah,
I saw your comment this morning.
I hate to say that, but it's kind of like taking up over the rankings in my mind the more I think about it.
Yeah. Like recently I was like a month ago, I'd say, I was just playing AMQ and Terminal came up. I was like, hold on a minute, this is the best Monogatari opening. Dude, by far.
Don't make me change my list again. I fucking hate changing that shit. But yeah, so like yeah, you just get moments like that where you're like, man, I should just listen to music more. But like again, like that anxiety, it's like, oh, I gotta feel like I'm like keeping up with the world somehow. Like I'll listen to a lot of like political stuff. Not even necessarily for like political stuff, but like for news, it's like, what the fuck's going on? What are people talking about? What are people doing?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just have a hard time like shutting that off and just like fucking vibing sometimes.
Yeah. And I totally understand that. But those are other things actually that the server helped me a lot with. Oh, joining Digicord is like the big like spark, the thing that sparked everything. It's like actually getting into music, like in any serious kind of way, and also getting into politics. Not Digicord, but Digicord led me to our court, which led me to politics. And so
cringe. Digicord political chat is based.
I mean, it is based, but because of the memes. Anyway, and it's not even the political chat in our court either. It's just like watching anime that got me into politics. If that makes sense.
Shout out to Sprocket.
Shout out to Sprocket. I mean,
yeah,
we could have Sprocket on here at one point. That would be crazy.
Fucking hilarious.
we could save all the politics for that cast. Anyway, yeah. So awakening of music and awakening of politics, but about music, like you don't have to worry about listening more to music. I always like try to get people to listen to music and the albums that have influenced me a lot and that I love, all that good stuff, like fucking Pink Floyd, Godspeed, Portishead, Protomen. Of course, we're the big Protomen duo in that server.
Yeah, that's true.
We're Thomas Light and Dr. Wiley.
Fucking bass.
I mean, I'm still waiting for the day that we go to a Japanese style karaoke together and we sing the whole thing.
They'd have to have it first, though, wouldn't they?
They don't have to have it. We can just plug our phones and play it. We know the lyrics.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
We know the fucking lyrics. It's like Protomen is big. I guess I'll go in that story. Just because I can. And
you thought about the Protomen for 2 seconds, and now you're all super hyped up. Bro.
Yeah, it's just that good. Well,
yeah.
See, it's because there's this big personal significance to me, because Protomen sort of helped me through depression, like in a really, really big way. I would say during the years 20...
Protomen helped you with depression?
Yeah, it totally did. I would say years 2016 to end of 2018.
Okay, so let me ask you like real last question. Did you find how did you find Protomen?
How did I find Protomen? I was listening to God, what was it called? The fucking podcast with DG and Mumkey. The insufferable.
Did they play it on there?
No, the insufferable social media argument podcast or something like that. I don't remember, but I really didn't like that podcast. But at one point they were talking about Mumkey Jones' book, which is about like a school shooting or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But he apparently put a Protomen reference in there, where he references the line of you came here to save mankind. You came here to save to avenge his death, but you see now you cannot do both. And then DJ and Monkey started like pogging about Protomen for like 10 minutes, and I was like, well, I guess I don't have anything to do. I'm depressed. So I'll just listen to those albums, and so I did.
Oh man, that first one's always interesting. Yeah,
But see. Okay, hold on.
Well, okay, wait. Okay, so basically the way that I found it was because fucking Demolition D did that one.
Yeah, with Light Up the Night.
I guess it's like an AMV.
Yeah,
but it's like not an AMV because it's manga, so it's like a
yeah.
MMV.
Yeah,
but like it's the one with Berserk where he did Light Up the Night. That one, yeah. That's how I like found out.
There's a spirit that the stars can hide. Yeah, the embers of the fire's got out, but I guess into the heel of my skin. In this mess we're in, well, you and I, we can bring back the light. Anyway,
you have to stop or you do the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll stop now. So Protomen obviously is about like a big revolution, big fighting against the system. I sort of realized recently that it was, and failing, which is really important actually. But I sort of realized recently that it was this kind of anti-capitalism, which is based just because it's like a robot automatized empire that like controls the situation. It's like a dystopian thing. Obviously, it's based on Mega Man, and so
right.
That's the whole lore. But they obviously take a lot of creative liberties. I've never played any Mega Man games myself. I've just listened to the Protomen, but if any of the games are like Protomen, then I have reasons to assume they are 10 out of 10. Because Protomen is 10 out of 10, and Protomen is absolutely fucking amazing. And it's just the best rock opera there is. Really. It's just, I don't know how like they really made it. It's just so good. Like the story is so much pathos and Kino shit, like just crammed. It's like it's overwhelming. Every song has every line in it being like iconic. And it's like,
yeah, I'm sure it started like because they were originally a bunch of students in college, so I think it was originally just like
you're actually from Nashville, which is where they come from, right?
Well, it's Murfreesboro specifically because it's MTSU, which is in the town. But yeah, like I think it was probably a situation where like they were in school, and maybe like one or two or like three friends, like had the idea, and then they got some others to like get on because it would be like a project that they could do as part of their like music engineering type deal. And then they eventually just, they were like, hey, wait a minute, this is actually cool. We can do a bunch of shit with this, and we can like, get popular and actually like, do it even more.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like retell the story of Mega Man in like an extremely gritty and dark way, and with like extremely powerful vocals and distorted guitars, and like which like everything going to shit, and it's like with extremely powerful synths and like a big throwback to the 80s rock, like pop rock of the 80s and shit. And it's like, god damn, this shit is powerful. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny to me because like I have like really old parents. Like most of my parents are as old as people's like grandparents.
Are they?
My dad is like, my dad is like, I think he's either getting up into his 60s or he's already 70. And
he's getting into his 60s or he's already 70?
Yeah, and my mom.
Wait, you don't actually know?
I don't know specifically.
But how do you get into your 60s and also be already in your 70s?
No. Like he's either like 70 or he's getting to 70.
Oh yeah.
Like he's around that range. And my mom is the same. I want to say that she's like early 50s by now.
And how old are
late
you?
40s.
23?
I'm 23. I'm 24 in like 2 weeks or so. But,
oh, okay. Yeah, okay, so I guess they are older than most people's parents. My own parents are 50 and 58, I think. Or yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But anyway, so like basically like the Protomen would be like it sounds like something that like my mom would listen to.
Yeah.
like very much like, like power rock, almost kind of like feminist type rock, like it's kind of like very powerful.
Yeah, it's really like progressive and like I wouldn't say it's. I mean, it's because it's revolution. So obviously, in times of revolution, it's always times of like great acceptance of like the revolutionists will accept anyone who are following their cause, and so I don't know what I'm saying.
Right.
Anyway, Protomen is super based. It's super fucking based.
It's super based. It's hella based.
I fucking love it. But yeah, it helped me through depression because obviously it's about a revolution and like it's about breaking out, right? I'm breaking out of here tonight. Let's light up the night. It's like. And of course, it always loops back around to the darkness because Act 2 happens before Act 1, which Act 1 is the big gritty one with like the world coming to an end. But there's like always this feeling of hope in the background. It's always like, yeah, this is shit, but we made it this far, so let's keep going, right? It's like as Pepsi would say, it's the existential hype.
Yeah, I always really resonated with that because the whole like so for people that wouldn't be us, that Pepsi is a member of Digicord, and a lot of people like to kind of dismiss him because he goes on very long rants.
Well, a lot of people our court people like to dismiss Pepsi. Let's just say it like that.
So there's he goes on a lot of big rants. For me personally, I do read most of them. I actually do read most of them just because I find the way that he interacts with the universe very interesting. I'll just put it like that. But he goes on very long rants, and there's some famous ones about like scam world and how like everything's a scam.
An existential
hype. He has his own series of podcasts that detail some of his ideas about that.
Yeah.
And also the twisting of existential dread, which is like a famous phrase to use, into existential hype, which is essentially like taking on the same kind of I guess anxiety inducing and worrying aspects about life.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you can die anytime.
Yeah.
The fact
that's
that
cool.
We don't know anything about the universe. And instead of it being worrying, it's like sick,
Dude, that's fucking cool. That's the Pepsi mentality. It's like it's that, man, I sure am sad right now. Isn't it fucking cool that I'm sad right now?
That I can express the ability to be sad.
Yeah.
Like there's been trillions and trillions and trillions of life forms like just on this planet alone, but
feel the power of the human race.
You have the capacity to feel sadness. Yeah.
Feel the power of the human race. Pepsi shouts as he fucking spreads a fucking wasp spray on any bugs he finds on the street.
Yeah, that's probably one of the like happiest things that
can we
I'm
just
able to discover just through talking to people.
Yeah, can we just appreciate how Digicord has people like Pepsi in it? Like some actual like crazy personalities that are like totally unique. You would never see anyone like that anywhere. And Digicord is very welcoming of Pepsi and any other eccentricities. Obviously, everyone has their own dislikes about certain people, but I don't think anyone in the server is willing to like get mad at someone because personally they dislike them. And so what happens is, like, for example, even though I dislike Ghost, for example, I know that Ghost is very much appreciated because he brings exactly this other angle to the chat where he's like a troll and he is not serious about anything and is like a cool memer guy and a cool troll, and he is really witty and like on point with his comments. And of course, that gets to me, like when I'm drunk, and he insults my things that I love. And it's like,
his original like origin story for coming to Digicord was, I got banned off of Destiny's Discord.
Yeah,
Digi is a guy that I know, so I'm gonna go get on his Discord instead.
Yeah, so
he's very much trained in that wittiness and that like.
His story is that, and the first thing he did when coming to Digicord is angering the fuck out of me when I was drunk at a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And me blocking him. I was making a big deal out of blocking Ghost because that was the first time I ever blocked someone. But of course, I was just drunk. And he insulted Symphogear, which is my baby that I will protect by any cost when I'm drunk. I know that Ghost understands Symphogear. I know that Ghost, on some level, likes Symphogear. He just chooses to not like it because he has the mentality of a Cinema Sins guy, which is extremely cringe. I'm sure, you know what? I really want to invite Ghost and do a podcast with him. I don't know if you want.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know if you want to like be a host with me, like with this thing that I want to do. But I really want to talk with Ghost because I feel like Ghost is the kind of guy that I would be really good friends with in real life if we would be able to see each other and talk to each other like with our voices. Because the few times that I've been in Bad Anime Night with him, I really find him really funny. Like his wit is always on point, and he's actually smart. It's just that the fucking way in which he interacts with the chat and anime, and how he dismisses every like academic perspective or people jerking themselves off with their own analysis is is really cringe to me. And
I would say that I mean he's just fun but like controversial at times. I mean that's really all there is to it.
Yeah. I mean Ghost is cool. Like there is a few points in my Digicord history where I would have banned him if I had the power to, but now I really don't. I do think he's like a really essential part of the community, and even though he angers people like me and makes other people who I love, like Moe Central, leave the server indefinitely, just
rest in peace. Come back, Moe. I love you. Please.
Dude, come back, Moe. Moe is even AFK in our record currently. I don't know exactly what. Yeah, it makes me really sad. I wished him.
Motherfucker went back to the real world.
I wished him Merry Christmas in DMs, but he didn't answer me. Or they didn't answer me. I'm not sure exactly in what way they want to. He or they want. Yeah. Because let's just go with they. It's the safest one. They have expressed desires of not liking gender identity. So let's just go with they.
Yeah, they would be the best bet in that instance, I would think.
Yeah. By the way, since we're on that topic, I'm a he/him, big man, big.
Oh yeah, same as well.
Yeah.
I've always been chill with that.
Yeah, same. I think it's this weird situation where I become more and more progressive as I interact with Digicord and our cord, and become more and more woke about all those trans issues and gender identity problems, and understand how a lot of my favorite animes are largely about those issues, and then I'm also like at the same time, well, that's really fucking based, and that's why I'm also like really happy with my identity as a man. Like I think being a guy is cool. Like being a guy who likes being progressive and all those things is based as fuck. Right? Does that make sense? It's like
makes sense to me.
Yeah. Cool. So, what did we what were we talking about? Was it Protomen? Was it music talk chat?
We were talking about Protomen when we started talking about Ghost.
Okay.
And then I think that's what we were left on. Yeah.
Right. You see, I don't really want to talk about specific members besides me and you currently, just because I have the ideal and the prospect of inviting them to make a podcast with me and you, if possible. And so,
oh, I thought you were going at that from the angle of I don't want to talk a bunch of shit because then people would hear it.
No, I really don't care about that. I've never cared about that. I'm always a guy who speaks his mind.
Speaks your mind.
Yeah. Obviously, that's why I got into quite a fair bit of drama with people like Lydia, for example, who, God bless, left Digicord today.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Yeah, it did, and I'm really glad about it. I'm really happy about it. I don't want to be an asshole and say that. Okay. Here's the thing, Lydia. I wish her the best. I really do. I really wish her the best. And I think what I can do to help her the most is not interact with her at all, because she's the kind of person that really makes it hard for me to hold back on. And I know that I can get really vicious. I've always held back with Lydia. I've always complained about Lydia, like in our court. I was like, God, I really want to go off on her right now, like, and I'm posting a screen cap. but I've always held it in. But she made it really hard to hold it in.
Yeah.
And so
let's not say too much on Lydia.
Yeah.
All I'll say is that I really do wish her the best. Anytime, and if she's listening, like, anytime you need to hit me up in DMs, it's totally cool. I mean, I always have the capacity to forgive you. It's just like dealing with it sometimes can be kind of frustrating.
Yeah. No. See, I sent her a last message in DM because I think she left right before I answered her in Digicord, and I basically said, I wish you the best. I'm glad you left. I'm not going to lie, because I think that whenever I interact with you, I will only make things worse for you. And so this is a good thing that I will never be able to talk with you again, because I will only make things worse. And so good luck. And yeet, basically. But I could not contain my excitement as well, because I do dislike her engagement with this chat and everything she has caused over the year and a half that I've been a core member of this place. But I don't know if I want to get too deep into the drama. I do have one big drama with Lydia at one point. I'm a fairly undramatic guy in general, and I think you are as well. I think the only real beef that you ever had was with Comrade.
I don't really know if I've definitely had beef in the past, like when I was too mean to Kodo at the start. I've admitted that before, and that's fair.
Well, at the start we don't. When you enter Digicord, you don't know what Kodo is, right? Like this complete anomaly. Yeah, exactly.
It's a lot easier to be harsh.
Exactly. And obviously Kodo is a very special case. And Kodo is the icon, the guy that is praised in Digicord and our court, and I assume other servers that he's part of because he's so fucking unique. It's incredible. But I want to invite Kodo as well on the podcast. So,
oh no!
Yes.
Oh no! Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
So, actually, yeah. So what was the problem with Comrade actually?
It was I don't even remember what the deal with Comrade was. It was something stupid, I think. No, I don't. I've had my beefs with like Lydia, obviously, and maybe here and there. I don't think I've had anything that's like super enduring.
Yeah, nothing serious.
It's mostly just been like little meme wars with like
Jalen and Comrade.
Yeah, and Howard and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Howard.
Yeah, nothing too big.
You think we can get Howard on here at one point?
All right. Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think so. Maybe people shouldn't know about Howard. All right.
I mean, look, I don't intend to release this like to the wide public. I intend to release this to Digicord and OurCord, and maybe you can release it in what's it called? Ohio Nation. Like I really want this to be a small thing that's just like basically a Digicord radio.
Yeah, if people that's what I'm saying. Like if people ask, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
but
that's a good title actually. Digicord radio.
Digicord radio.
Yeah,
that might not be too bad.
It's fairly simple, and it pretty much encapsulates what I want to accomplish with this. But
we might workshop it later, but we'll see.
See about Comrade. About Comrade. When I joined, Comrade Slav Uriron.
I still don't understand how he wants me to pronounce his name.
I think in Russian letters that is pronounced Sugoi.
Yeah, I think he told me something.
Yeah,
I don't care. Yeah. It looks like urine to me.
Yeah, urine. Yeah, but we all call him Comrade. Me and Yard call him Comrade, and me Warp as well. Whatever. So when I joined Digicord at first, since I guess that was the main focus of this podcast initially, of course we went on tangent lots, but when I first joined Digicord, I immediately identified Dark and Comrade as the two guys who have the best taste, is what I thought, because both of them who at the time were really good friends. Now they hate each other, but because the two of them were watching a lot of old OVAs with Mecha, and I, of course, as is a ritual with Digicord, got added on my anime list with them and became friends, and saw that I had the biggest agreements with them and the highest affinity with them. And so I immediately associated Dark and Comrade as, these two have the best taste, and so I will listen to their recommendations, and I will try to group watch things with them. But like a little bit later for that. But like Comrade, for example, recommended me Casher and Sins really early after I joined. I think I had at the time just finished Maho Tsukai Precure, which was pretty good. It was pretty good. I think over time I'm growing more and more fond of it, but it's a Precure show, so let's not get into that. But he recommended Casher and Sins. Casher and Sins I liked quite a bit. You also watched Casher and Sins because of Comrade, right?
Yeah, I watched. I thought it was cool. I thought there were certain elements about it that could have been, handled better.
Yeah.
But I think overall, at least as a cultural icon, I think it's super cool. I think all the art and stuff's amazing.
Yeah, Casher and Sins looks absolutely fucking stunning. And sounds really good too. And I do think there's like,
except when there's English singing.
I think I think Comrade because he's Russian. Because he's Russian. What? He actually really likes those songs. Like he can't really tell that it's really bad English.
When it happened in Dr. Stone too, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
I remember when me and my girlfriend watched Dr. Stone, and it got to like the last few episodes of that season, and they do that song multiple times throughout almost each episode. And I swear to God, I think at the last episode when he spoiler alert, when he plays the record to the villagers, and it's the record of her like singing that they like made or found or whatever.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I had to like mute that section because I can't listen to it. It just drives me up a fucking wall. I can't handle it. I don't know why.
And it's funny because people praise those songs like in Cash. Well, not really in Cash because it's fairly obscure, but in Doctor Stone as like fairly good English in anime when it comes to like anime songs. But I'm like, no, fuck the fairly good English. Give me the really bad English. That's the key, shit. Either you have the really bad English, or you have actual English songs by English singers.
I 100% agree with you there, but
yeah. So yeah, Keshin songs. I mean, the episodes in which they play are probably some of the best, but the songs are. I mean,
the opening makes up for it, so whatever.
Yeah, the opening. Ne ima doshite boku ra umareta no. Ne hora doshite boku ra umareta no. Ne ara ba na na na.
I feel like Japanese. I feel like a lot of the Japanese music that I like is just because they do that shit where they like violently vocalize like the beginning or end of words, and it just sounds like so hype. It's so good.
Yeah, just like Tobitate koe o kazashite.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be like. It doesn't even have to be like in a like I guess like frantic type of music, like in Terminal, we're just like at the end of the fucking shit where she super duper like specifically enunciates those like the words.
Shitsure tadaima kamimashita. Shitsure tadaima kamimashita. Yeah, oh my god, she's so cute.
Yeah, when she like enunciates, it's so good. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Poggers, Japanese music. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I also had beef with Comrade at one point. However, it's a very different kind, I think, because what happened with Comrade was, as I said, at first I was like, damn, this guy has the best taste along with Dark. And so I started following their recommendations like Cash and Sins and Giant Gorg from Dark and other things. Continuing to watch Gundam. And then I started group watching shits with them and Yard, like Venus Wars and some other OVAs and movies like Arian. But so at one point, Nyard and Conrad watched Symphogear, and that's a big event. That's really a significant event in the Digicord Will story, and well, my life in general. But anyway, I ended up in our court and talking to people there and playing AMQ with them. And that was like the big thing that allowed me to really learn to be friends with Nyard and Comrade and Thundi. Because when we play AMQ, Anime Music Quiz, obviously, we were in voice chat, and so we were pogging about music and bonding over that and bonding over anime, and it's kind of like natural. It just comes naturally because when you're in voice chat with people and like massively different peoples, like culturally, geographically, and not we have the same mentality when it comes to art, like really, really similar mentality. But anyway, I bonded really fast. But with Conrad, at one point, what happens was he really, really started to undeservedly hate Digicord and its culture and the anime chat of Digicord. And that really, really got on my nerves because I still love Digicord. I still loved it. I still love it today. Even if obviously I have now the more, let's say, the more intellectual discussions of our record and Whitneyard and company.
Yeah. I agree. I think a lot of it's just people get too. Honestly, I'm not sure what it is. I just think people just maybe need to take a break every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that have come and gone that I feel like just got way too heated about the anime chat.
Yeah.
Just differences in takes. I mean, just at the end of the day, you just gotta know that it's not anything. It's not anything like super serious at the end of the day. I mean, it's just discussion. Just
Yeah, exactly. But I do understand his point of view, because I also got angry sometimes, just because it's art, and it's art that is really important to you personally, and then when you see people talking about it in ways that seem really dismissive to you, for example, the big examples I can give are Monogatari and Symphogear, of course, where clearly those shows have a lot going on in them, and a lot of thematic values and personal things, and that a lot of things that go into them, and how myself and other people appreciate them. But then we look at Digicord, the chat, and see that people only talk about, well, who's best girl? What's the best opening? This girl sure is hot. Yeah, I like this lolly. I'm a pedophile. And so on, right? So that's how it goes, and that ultimately is why Conrad got angry at the chat, and I understand that, but he got into it like way too personally, and I called him out for that. And honestly, I do feel bad for the things I have said when I did get angry about with him, because Conrad is pretty young, and he's younger than me for like 3 years younger than me, and I felt really bad, like really afterwards. I still do. I've apologized with him to him. And I
don't think there's much story.
Yeah, he really. I don't think he cares. He's fucking Russian. He drinks all the time. Like, but yeah, he's a cool guy.
It was funny in that one.
Cool little brother, Russian guy.
In our chord, where it was just funny because like I just saw him on his webcam, and he just didn't really say a whole lot. He just kind of like looked. He just kind of looking happy like on his webcam. I was like, oh man. He's just like a passive observer in his own body.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It's really funny because there was one point, I don't remember when exactly, but we were like, a lot of us in our record were in the voice chat doing the camera thing, the FaceTime in our record. It's kind of like our record tradition, but he was like going off in Digicord on people, like really like telling them they're retards and like. But I was looking at him at his camera as he was like really like telling everyone they were fucking retards, and his face was total poker face, no emotion. And it was like a big contrast. It was so fucking funny to me, and it was really eye-opening. It was like, oh, I guess this is all just like a performance that he puts on.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the face too, though. I don't know. I never noticed that I'm doing this, but it's something I'm kind of I guess famous or infamous among people that I know in real life for. If I look at something and I get like really concentrated on something, like subconsciously, I will slightly tilt my head to the left and kind of look at it sideways, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's just something that like I don't notice I'm doing it, but everyone, like literally everybody I know tells me that I do that. Like I'm just like looking sideways at something and I don't even think about it or even notice it. Like when they say it, I'm like, what, I am really? And then I'll go look in the mirror and like my left eye will be perfectly normal looking, and then my right eye will be like completely bloodshot, and I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. You know, like, yeah.
But yeah, Conrad's a cool guy. I've grown to like look at him as a sort of a little brother figure for me. I've never had a little sibling of any kind, so
I always forget that. Is he like 21?
He's 19. He's 19. I'm 21.
I forgot that he's 19. Holy shit.
Yeah. No, actually,
he's crazy.
Wait.
Bro.
Yeah, 19.
Are you sure he's? Yeah. Are you sure he's not 20?
No, he's 19. Warp is 18.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you don't really know Warp, right?
They might be one of those. They might be one of those awkward people that I don't have a particularly fond experience with.
No, or I doubt you have a bad experience with them, because Warp is just he's a really, really cool guy. I mean, person. Person. He's NB, so they are NB. God damn it, this is hard.
I want to say Miki's turned around with me.
Yeah,
I feel like I feel like Miki used to hate me, and I feel like now, like, we're mostly aligned in most of our
See, Miki is one of those people where I really want to get them on this podcast, because he's a really cool guy, and I love talking to him for many reasons. But so I guess we can get into Miki when that comes. He's a really unique case. Let's just say that for now. But
I feel like I've had random sparse interactions with Arcord people after I've made my attempts to kind of integrate with Arcord. Like Mizzy just randomly showing up.
Yeah, June.
Oh yeah, whatever. I don't remember all of their specific names. I just remember the handles.
Yeah.
But like just showing up and suddenly joining me in the like fucking DS2 defending fucking DS3 hate brigade and like a bunch of other random opinions. It's like, hey, that's fucking hype.
Yeah. You know what? They're all really agreeable, and okay. Oh, listen. I think episode 2 of this will be our record focused, because I guess in the timeline, that's basically where I'm at right now. After going through the whole, I'm being way too far from my mic now. After going through the whole Dark and Comrade have the best taste, and now I'm going to follow their recommendation and group watchings with them and Yard, and then I slowly got to know Yard, and then Comrade and Yard watched Symphogear, which is obviously my favorite anime, my favorite thing in existence.
Look, just in case anyone from Arcord listens to this, I have no beef with you guys. You guys are great. I just maybe didn't mesh with at the time that I was trying to get in. That's it.
Dude, listen, Edubs. Nobody in our chords has any problem with you at all.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Like, he really just like a cool weed guy. Like, that's all there is to it, I think.
I did show up for the election. That was really fun. The election night was based. Dude, that was so fun.
The 2020 elections in our court was legendary. That's true. But yeah. So I guess after that, I got to know Nyard through the Symphogear, Nyard and Comrade through the Symphogear when they watched it, and I jumped on the watch at the end, of course. And then I asked Nyard, dude, listen, I really liked you guys talking about the show, because it means a lot to me, and the way you guys talked about it means a lot to me. It wasn't big titties and big cool explosions all the time. And you actually went to the themes and all the things that actually matter to me, and all the things that actually make this show really, really important to me. And so that's cool, and that's based as fuck. Invite me in your server. And so Nyard was like, yeah, you're a cool guy, I'll invite you. And so I went into Arcord, and I think what I plan on doing here is having Tundi as a guest for the next episode, because Tundi is really important in explaining and going into my debut in Arcord, because of course Tundi hated me at first, but now he's like,
wait, Tundi hated you? I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, he he really expressed a strong dislike of me at first, and now of course we're so close that he himself and me would describe the other as literally me in quotation mark, and we have people like voice slut literally shipping me and Dundee, as she told me.
Dude, that'll be sick because like I didn't even know about that until you said it just now. That was history I was completely unaware of. So I will be learning.
Yeah, based.
Along with
That's cool. That's cool.
listeners.
And I guess what you can, because I really am not aware of this whole story from my perspective, of course, because I've never joined Ohio Nation, and you have, and the only real interaction I've had with Ohio Nation is being a cool friend with Tangelo, because Tangelo is the most kind person in the universe. And
Is he?
I mean, he is really fucking.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's really fucking cool.
Yeah, he is pretty cool.
God, you know what? Okay, so before we go too much, okay, so you will be able to go into Ohio Nation and your side of that story, because
here's what we might do. We might have, depending on whether they're up to it or feel like it or not, we might have Wada on. That would be fun.
Yeah. If Wada wants to come, I've never talked with Wada. I've heard a lot about Wada.
You've never talked to Wada?
No, at all.
He's cool. He can hold conversations like you would not believe. Like
I have no doubt.
There was one time I was like mindlessly playing Monster Hunter, and this was like shortly after I joined Ohio, and I was just playing, just grinding, blah blah blah, and I don't know if I was talking to somebody else and then Wada joined, or if I joined and Wada was just already in there. I don't remember what the deal was, but like I basically ended up staying like up like 4 hours later than I normally had intended to, just because we were talking about a bunch of meaningless bullshit, and then like because he's like Swedish, we started talking about like the specific ways in which individuals in Swedish society are naturally ostracized, and how it explains like different behavioral patterns of the Swedish people on a global, we just got into all kinds of like weird random shit, and it was amazing. And he's also like super cool. He's been like super, even though I basically just ended up there by pure random chance, and I basically had no reason or right to be there. Like he's basically been totally cool.
That sounds really fucking based and awesome. So
yeah.
If you want to have Wada on this eventual Digicord radio thing we're doing here, that would be fucking cool. I think Wada would be a great guest. Wada, if you're listening to this, if Edubs has posted this in Ohio Nation, come on. I will be very glad to have you and talk to you and learn to know you. Obviously I'm from the other side of the spectrum, which is our chord, and I'm very leaning into that kind of that part of these circles. But yeah, that's based. I'm like the empathetic guy who will be able to talk with everyone. I guess we both are, right? We're you and
I feel like I'm pretty empathetic.
Yeah. Like we're both like really accepting guy and empathetic. We're like, yeah, we'll be able to relate to anyone, no matter their situation and how they interact with the chat and so on. So that's actually why I kind of wanted you as a sort of co-host, I guess I'll just call you a co-host for this, because well, not only have we become good friends real quick because we had similar taste and we wanted to group watch things together, and we vibed with shit really strongly anyway, and so I thought that you and me have good chemistry when we do get talking, whenever I'm not like crying watching K-On! I am
Get a room. Oh wait, you're talking about. Okay.
I'm talking about you.
Well, that's gay. Okay. Well, anyway.
No, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm I'm just saying, like, I thought we had good chemistry, so obviously hosting a thing together about these circles and these people and the whole lore about it would be based, especially since we are also from the same generation, as I like to say, like multiple generations of people who
There's definitely been generations.
yeah, there has been generation, and we come from the same one, which is late 2019, like end of summer 2019, along with Clayton, along with Kazuki, and along with Pepsu, and who are us five are like the most enduring member of that generation. And it's really cool. It's really cool. I'm glad. I'm really glad. I guess we can end it on that note. Since we don't want it to have those last too long.
Yep.
I guess we will end it on that note. So
we may or may not have guests next time. So
yeah, we may or may not have guests. I'm sure we will. Because Dundee, which is the next guest I want on, is fairly available all the time, and I'm sure he'll be glad to talk with us for an hour and a half, 2 hours or something. And anyway, so to end it, I will just say, Digicord, really based. Glad I joined this. Literally changed my life, and I think a lot of people here can say the same thing. It has led me to a better place, and now it's based, and now I'm doing this Digicord radio because I love this place, and I want people to like it like me, and I know they do. Yeah, I'm fucking based. Hell yeah. Do you have anything more to say?
No.
All right, so next time we'll just keep going. It's just going to be Discord conversations, no structure. We'll just roughly talk about the story of these circles, how we have interacted with these circles over time, and how we have influenced them, and how they have influenced us, and how specific people, specific memes and lore and moments. And events, yeah, it's gonna be cool as fuck. Yeah, watch Symphogear.
Based.
Well, whatever happens, I have started recording, but now I guess we just need to do like a good old 1, 2, 3 go just to sync up, right? All right, so we gotta say go at the same time. So 3, 2, 1, go. That was really unsynced. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, that's better. Okay, whatever. It's fine. There's a little bit of delays. It's Discord, whatever. I'm now talking to the audience. This is the intro. Wait, is it? What's up? Maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? Ah! Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.